So,
all right, our match.
Regardless, we have Eric on the right. All right, we have our shot in the dark, David Gearheart, on the left. I'm Gerard Fabiano here with Brad Nelson. All right, and this is the top 4 of the SCG Open here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It looks like maybe both players are just looking over each other's decks, shuffling up, just seeing what's going on. We talked about this. We both thought that High Tide would be the favorite right here. So we'll see if Eric could pull it off. We think that it's going to be a High Tide versus a Blue-Red Delver in the finals. So if you guys want to tweet in some more, just tell us what you guys are thinking. It looks like some of you guys want to see Shot in the Dark. Some of you guys want to see Delver. And we chose to go with the High Tide versus Shot in the Dark. Some people like to play control decks. Shot in the Dark is a control deck, is a combo deck. It's a little bit of everything right here. He has Tezzeret, he has Jace. He could Thopter Sword combo you out. He could play a Ensnaring Bridge and stop any swarm of creatures who are trying to come in, any big creatures. Reanimator was popular for a couple of weeks, but we didn't really see Reanimator this week. Reanimator kind of died down, Mono Red kind of died down, and this is going to get interesting because there's the Open next weekend in Memphis, and then in a couple of weeks after that, we're going to be at the Invitational in Baltimore, where a lot of the better players, some of the best players in the world are going to come out and try their luck with 4 rounds of Legacy, 4 rounds of Standard on day 1, and then everybody with a 6-2 record or better is going to make the second day and play more rounds with their legacy deck and with their standard deck. So I'm excited to see who's going to take down the championship here. For myself, I'm gonna stick with Team Italia, but even if you have your own deck that you want to stick with, and you it's like, oh sure, Shot in the Dark seems cool, High Tide seems cool, but I could never see myself playing that deck. At least you could watch, you could see how High Tide works, how Shot in the Dark works, how Enchantress worked, because a lot of people, including myself and Brad, you don't really come with too many experiences with Enchantress, so it's good to know how you want to build your sideboard. If High Tide wins here, you might want to play some cards that would be very good against High Tide. If, for example, Sneak and Show wins here, you might want to play a couple cards against that deck. So again, we have David Gearheart to the left, we have Eric Becker to the right, and it kind of died down. We had several hundreds of players here. Day 1 we had over 400 players. Today we had over 150 players coming out for Legacy. We had 2 draft opens, but I believe it's about 10 o'clock or so. I'm not even sure what time it is. It's got to be pretty late. Only 9:30? It's only 9:30. So the room's kind of clearing out, but there's still some players here who just want to keep gaming. So Brad Nelson's back with me here. Brad,
that was excellent.
How was your trip?
Very good.
All right, good. We have Eric on the right and David to the left. So Eric and David, they were looking over each other's deck list, seeing what exactly was going on, and trying to figure out how each other's going to sideboard and whatnot.
All right, cool.
But like we said before, it's going to be High Tide versus
Shot in the Dark.
But in the finals, it's going to be High Tide versus
Blue-Red Delver.
Blue-Red Delver. And we think Blue-Red Delver's going to take
Unless, David hits his Shot in the Dark.
Yeah.
And wins the match.
Why is that called Shot in the Dark?
Because it has a Shot in the Dark for winning.
All right. I like it. So
he probably just made the name. He likes it.
Yeah. So, I feel in Legacy, when Legacy first started getting really popular, and even Old Extended, there were a lot of decks named after cereal.
Yes,
there was Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles was a pretty nice combo deck. There was Tricks. Was there a Lucky Charms?
I don't know, but this is just making me hungry.
It really is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fruity Pebbles. Fruity Pebbles. I didn't have Fruity Pebbles in a long time.
Was there a deck called Burger and Fries?
Burger and Fries, cheeseburger, super size.
Not super size. That's McDonald's, and I don't McDonald's.
You like king size?
No, I want like.
What's the Wendy's size? I'm just wondering. I know maybe you don't like Wendy's.
I just want like some place that, like.
Apparently, David is the originator of their decks, or their
All right.
Sweet.
Yeah. So is David a legacy specialist? All right.
And then he also apparently, according to Twitter, was the originator.
Oh wow.
I'm not sure if that's correct.
Cool. And on a side note, David was mistaken for one of the Hatfields today. Yeah, I heard the conversation. They were right here. All right, so Eric is did Eric mulligan or is he just shuffling? All right, so Eric's shuffling. There's one of this. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's reasonable. You don't want to forget de-sideboarding. If you happen to forget to de-sideboard, the best thing to do is to call a judge over, and if you draw one of your sideboard cards in your opening hand,
You get to de-sideboard and mulligan.
yeah. So all they do is replace it. It's not a big deal, but
But if you draw it later in the game, do not, just take the fault. That's
Yeah.
cheating.
yeah, whatever the
If you
rule
do
is,
it, yeah.
yeah, it's better to admit to your mistake there, and lots of
What was
times.
his name? He's a Hall of Famer. It's a great story. He draws a sideboard card, calls a judge, takes the game loss, and he was going to do lethal on board.
Okay.
And he draws it. And somebody's like, you could have just attacked and they wouldn't sell the card and you would have won. And no one would have known. And he was like, yeah, but I would have. And that's just the most admirable way to look at it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It happened to me in Puerto Hawaii in 2006. So, I just took the loss.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I mean, it's a lot easier to lose sleep over cheating than it is to lose sleep over losing a match.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you play so many games of Magic, it's just like,
just
after a
not worth
while,
it.
it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Like, who cares if you lose or who cares if you win?
That's actually very true. Just as long as you like the game and you play it as best as you can. And
The
you
worst
enjoy
is,
it.
when you punt, though. Then you
Yes.
just, think about it over and over again. Like, after this Hawaii, I was doing pretty well, and then I started punting. It was just really got to me.
Somebody just said, don't forget the full English breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah,
a deck.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's everything.
Yeah, all right, everybody's just tweeting deck names to make Brad extremely hungry.
Yes.
That could be your goal. I feel like there was a deck called waffles and pancakes and extra syrup and butter. Yeah, I feel like Standard has worse deck names.
Well, they're just... Yeah.
Yeah.
Kago. That's a good name.
Kago. That's like a terrible deck name.
How is Kago a bad deck name?
It just is. Stoneblade. That's the Stoneblade, bro.
It was Cobblade.
Wolf Run. I actually went to the casino and I took a picture. The slot machine was called Wolf Run.
I took a picture at one of the last SCG Opens that I did. In front of the hotel was a training session. It was called HUD training. I have a picture on my phone of it.
All right. So let's see if these guys are ready to play.
Quick and toast. Quick and toast.
Oh yeah, Quick and Toast.
Quick and Toast.
I like that deck list
Yeah.
better than
All right, good.
the actual deck.
So we're finally playing here, and Eric is going to lead off with Eric's on the right of your screen. Turn 1 Island Preordain. All right. So he draws, and he'll ship the turn to his opponent, who is playing Shot in the Dark.
All right, and
All right,
David
by
has
the way,
mulled to 6.
Yeah, he mulled to 6. Do we have the names up on the screen?
Yeah, we're missing that.
Yeah, that'll probably be helpful. All right.
There we go.
All right. So there's one half of the combo.
Such an aggressive start.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like he has
Actually, I mean, next turn, if he has a land, he
Yeah,
can Tezzeret and start
Yeah,
attacking.
he does have a land, so it's just land Tezzeret.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Unless Eric has...
Oh, yeah, this was just turn 1. He turn 2
Yeah.
Tezzeret attack for 5 is pretty aggressive.
Yeah, it definitely really is. He's got Chrome Mox, he has Mox Opal, and he has the artifact that turned into the 5/5 creature. So that should be pretty good. But if Eric has a Forcible here, then that would just ruin all of
Yes.
David's plan. I mean, David understands that game 1 is really bad. for
Yeah.
him. So,
And he was on the mull 6, so attacking for 5 on turn 2 is
yeah.
pretty sweet on the mull 6.
I mean, David just figures, you know what, I just have to go for it. Why
It's
not?
better than casting Ensnaring Bridge.
Oh, yeah, of course. So Eric's, contemplating if he wants to do anything else on turn 1.
David loves high fives.
Yeah. Would you ever decline a high 5 there?
No, I like high fives.
All right, that's good. You got to wash your hands after a high 5 sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, there's a Brainstorm. He's doing all this main phase. Do you know why?
Because he can.
All right, just because.
I don't
Why
know.
not? It's my turn. I'm going to do things.
I mean, I have never been in the top 4 of a legacy event, so
All right.
I can't argue.
And the high five over Eric's whiteboard island.
All right, so they're high-fiving over the whitewater islands. A very, very, reasonable thing to high-five over, to say the least. And I think Eric's going to... All right, so yeah, he passes the turn. Flood is Tran gets sacrificed, and Tezzeret's going to come down. We'll see if Eric has anything. So he was going to get an Underground Sea, changes his mind, it said he gets a Scrub Land. Not much of a difference.
Yeah. I mean, he can produce a
There's a
ton of different
Tezzeret.
colors, so
Let's see if Eric... I mean, if Eric has a Force, I feel like he wants to force this.
yes.
Unless he just has, like, the win in, like, 2 turns. It doesn't really matter, but...
Well, it has to be in 2 turns. Because Tezzeret is lethal. Oh, and he's just ticking up?
He's going to tick up.
What's he
Alright.
trying to find?
I mean, maybe he just wants to drop enough artifacts to go ultimate.
And he whiffed?
he just whiffed?
I don't understand that. You can
Yeah.
have him on a 3-turn clock.
Yeah, that's what I thought his whole plan was.
Yeah, you just race and just hope Eric doesn't hit anything.
Alright, there's a Preordain.
Wow, I do not get that.
And Eric draws. I think Eric is short on lands. I think he might have just hit a Scalding Tarn, though.
The only thing I can think of him trying to find is a Thopter Foundry and trying to make a bunch of guys.
Alright,
I don't even know if that works.
so Eric's gonna tap his other island. And he's gonna play a Brainstorm. Maybe another main phase Brainstorm. Alright, so Eric will Brainstorm once again. 1, 2, 3. I think Eric has a Scalding Tarn in his hand, but I think that's his only other land. If that's mistaken and he doesn't have a Scalding Tarn, then he'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
So,
The other thing that I can maybe think of is maybe did David top deck a Tezzeret? Because if he ticks up, finds a 5th artifact, he can ultimate it, play another one, tick up, ultimate, and that's 1 turn faster.
okay.
So maybe if the card in his hand is a
Is it
Tezzeret.
Tezzeret? Alright, that's reasonable. I guess we'll find out once the camera shifts over and if David shows his hand.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Eric is debating on what he wants to do here with the Brainstorm. So I believe Eric's going to lose 2 of his cards to a Scalding Tarn, unless he wants to keep it around. But it's pretty important for Eric to hit all of his land drops.
Yeah.
Eric only playing 17 lands in his High Tide deck.
I think it's enough.
He's playing 11 islands, 4 Scalding Tarns, and 2 Misty Rainforests. So if you don't have any dual lands, High Tide could be the deck for you. The only expensive card really is Forcible. Spell Snare is a pretty expensive card now. $10 Spell Snare.
No way.
Yeah.
1 copy of Spell Snare is $10?
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Yeah. So if you have any Spell Snares, you should.
No, I mean, I used to have a lot, but
Yeah.
I just,
Spell Snare was just. But now, yeah.
50 cents.
I mean, everybody plays Spell Snare. So
Crazy.
yeah. Uncommon from Dissension. Dissension is just a great booster box to open. Spell Snares. You got the
Dual
hollow,
lands.
hollow fountains, right?
Yeah.
All right, Eric is still contemplating his Brainstorm. I feel like it's been a
Don't-
while.
I mean, you don't want to make any mistakes.
But I mean, like, the judge could easily give him a slow play warning here.
Yes. Or caution.
Yeah, caution. All right, so there's a Scalding Tarn. And he passes the turn. I don't think it's a Tezzeret. I think it's a Plow and a Forcible.
I don't get ticking up.
All right. He looks at the top 5.
If he did the strategy I want, Eric would be at 5 life.
Yeah. No, he would be at 10
No, because he attacks for 5 and then he attacks for 10.
with the Chromox, and then he's dead.
Yeah, another artifact.
Yeah.
He would be at 5 life right now.
Yeah, you're right. And then he would be dead next turn.
Yeah, well, he just found a Thopter assembly, which can start making 1/1s,
But
but he also has a force
Yeah.
that he wants to counter something with.
I guess his plan is to make enough 1/1s of an ultimate.
I mean, he can do that next turn.
So He's going to tap his 2 lands, leaving up Chrome Mox and Mox Opal.
Yeah, he'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 artifacts. So yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3,
it's lethal
4,
both
5,
ways.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11.
I mean, he could have 13, right?
No.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12.
How are you getting that? It's just 11.
Just 11? All right. Well,
Yeah.
regardless, is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this kills him at the same time, but it feels riskier trying to find the Thopter assembly.
Yeah. All right, Eric's thinking. I mean, it must be a Force Will here, right? Maybe he's thinking about sacking the Scalding Tarn to do another Brainstorm,
Yeah.
hoping to try to find a Force Will. I mean, the only other counters that he has that he could actually cast for 1 mana is 1 Spell Pierce. He's 1 Spell Pierce, 3 Remand, and 4 Force of Wills.
Yeah.
So the High Tide deck not too heavy on counter spells. Yeah, somebody tweeted in about Calabra. Yeah, he's actually not playing any.
Because it's too expensive?
No,
Or just he doesn't want to?
Yeah, he doesn't want to. Yeah, there's 2 different versions. Yeah.
I mean, I remember Candelabra went up to like $200 a pop, but I don't know if that went down by now.
Yeah.
It's still that high?
Yeah. I thought it went down, but all right. So
Okay.
Eric's gonna sacrifice that Scalding Tarn. He's gonna fetch up one of his islands.
And that's pretty expensive. $1,000 for 4 cards.
Yeah. Now, Thopter Foundry is still on the stack,
Brainstorm.
and there's a Brainstorm. So
Let's find a Force of Will.
he might have a Force in hand, but regardless, David played this game, pretty well. He went the other route. You thought maybe you should just attack for 5, attack for 10, kill him.
I still think that's the better
it
way.
just seems safer because
Yeah.
he doesn't have to dig, and I mean it just showed like
It doesn't kill fast. There's no way he can kill faster.
yeah, and
And there's no way that Eric can really disrupt that at all.
yeah. I mean, and there's a chance that he could have missed and not got an artifact once again. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand David's line. I definitely want to ask him before I leave. I really want some questions. I was like I wanted to ask, but I didn't ask to this weekend. That one I really want to. I want to see what he was thinking.
You're kind of just like whatever, you're wondering why, but it didn't really
Some of
bother
them,
you. Yeah.
This one does. I mean, because watching David earlier, I believe that his play is correct, but I don't know why.
All right, so Eric taps the island. And all right, there's a high
There's high
tide, so he
tide,
has to
yeah.
go off this turn. David will have 22 points. You're saying next turn?
Yeah, he'll have 22 points of damage next turn.
Yeah. all right.
24 since he can attack with 2 tokens.
Sure. Okay. Well, then wouldn't it be 25 because one of the tokens would be a 2/3?
Yes, 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's a lot of damage.
It's enough.
yeah.
All right, high tide, tapping
This
3.
is gonna be a
3 mana.
turnabout. All right.
Oh yeah, total of 4 mana float. Or now he has 0 mana floating. Going off with only 3 lands, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, it really is. And if he has a time spiraler here, that's pretty good.
Yeah. He'll be able to float 3 mana.
Yeah. Draw 7 new cards. And if he has any other type of search, he could try to search for a 4th land. All right, he's tapping 3, so that's 9 in the pool.
Another turnabout.
Turnabout. So he has 5 in the pool, so he's gonna have 14.
Yeah.
I feel like that card might be the time spiral since you kind of set it aside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
All right, so he still has 5 floating.
I like his thought process. Let's just ramp, and now figure out what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he knows he has to ramp, so. Eric's still contemplating what he wants to do here. Alright, there's a Cunning Wish. So he should have 2 floating?
Yes, he has 2 floating and a potential of 9 extra.
Alright, so I think he's going to Cunning Wish for the Intuition. Does that make any sense? Oh, for the brain. Wow, so he's just. Does he just have it?
He just has the combo right now.
So there's a Brain Freeze. Oh, he's going to remand it, and then he's going to Brain Freeze again.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that's it.
Yeah, that should be it. So I guess David's going to go through the motion. So regardless if he took your line or his own line,
they both.
Yeah.
They both wouldn't have worked. But I'm still curious about his line.
Yes.
Why I decided that.
All right. So did he draw off the remand?
Did not see. I think he might just.
Okay, he's drawn now. Okay, yeah. I didn't think he drew from the remand. So he taps again, and there's a Cunning Wish.
Interesting.
Alright, so this time he's going to Cunning Wish for Brain Freeze, and he's going to go... Oh no, he's just Cunning Wish for the Brain... What is he going to Cunning Wish for here? Oh, Turnabout. Is that what? I'm missing it. Did you see what happened?
Oh, that is a line.
Why?
I mean, he's turnabouting right now to get the extra brain freeze, but if David uses his Tezzeret to animate the whole time,
Yeah.
if he doesn't, like he risks the top tier because Eric can then use his turnabouts as fogs.
As fogs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable.
It's very reasonable.
I'm not too sure of the exact storm count. I think they're gonna recount it. They're not too sure as well.
I mean, the cast
So
of brain
this-
freeze.
yeah, it looks like it's on 9. It's 6 there, 2 Cunning Wishes, and a remand, and a Brain Freeze. So that would be 27. That would be 30 actually.
Yeah, and he already milled some.
Yeah, yeah. So that would definitely be enough here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I believe that's enough. We'll
Yeah, Storm's 9.
yeah, Storm's
So that's
9.
30 cards, and if he still has any more spells to play, like it's definitely
So
enough.
he's gonna Time Spiral.
Why would he time Spyro?
Maybe he's short.
He's short?
Yeah. Maybe the first one was for what, 6?
Yeah, that's 18. That's 48 cards.
Yeah, and then he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I
7,
don't
8,
understand this.
9, 10. I mean, it was only turn 3. So that's only, yeah, that's only 58. So you would have been left with 2 cards.
Wow. I wonder how he just went through the motions and didn't realize that.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And like, his whole Brain Freeze is like undone because.
Couldn't you play like one more spell and then brain freeze and then remanded it?
Yeah, right. That was
Maybe
more
he couldn't.
sense. Yeah, I don't know. We should probably ask Eric about that.
Well, we don't have full information.
Yeah, but that's kind of surprising. If you guys knew, what happened or why, like why would he go for it and then
I don't
stop?
know.
Like
That's just crazy.
Yeah,
It's just weird that he would brain freeze once and then shuffle everything together.
yeah. So now both his brain
And that
freezes.
brain freeze, yeah, now they're stuck in the deck.
Yeah, just in case Eric does get a Cunning Wish. Yeah, because he has 4 Cunning Wishes, so
So crazy.
there's still 2 Cunning Wishes that Eric could draw
Yeah,
now.
and now the brain freezes are stuck inside.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, to say the least.
This really feels like the ritual. Uh-oh, don't have enough mana. Repill, ritual, kill you.
All right, so David draws 7. Eric will draw 7 as well. Anybody tweeting in why that just happened?
He probably drew Spiral off the Remand.
So if he didn't draw Spiral off the Remand, he was dead? Is that what?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, what we want to know is why did he go for the Brain Freeze, and then it just wasn't enough? He could have just wished for turnabout first, turnabout, and then do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like, because if he was like one off or something.
Well, we're high-tiding again.
All right. David, you know, he does have 4 Force of Will, so I don't think he drew one. All right, so High Tide will grant Eric more mana. I mean, Eric's just going off for 3 lands, but it seems like he could have went off earlier.
Yeah.
You know. All right, there's a Ponder. Or I mean, earlier this turn.
I still feel like he's probably going to get there.
Yeah, I think he's going to win as well, but it's just kind of a roundabout way.
Yeah.
Islands will tap for 5 blue here. All right, so Eric finally plays his 4th land in the form of a Misty Rainforest.
He's gonna.
I'll sack it for an island.
All right, Storm is currently at 13 right now.
Yeah. All right, so Eric's shuffling. Wonder if you have any update from the other match.
Yes, Andrew won.
The match is already done. Wow, we're still in game 1, and
All right,
Blue-Red's there.
Blue-Red Delver.
Yeah.
Just like we thought. All right, so we're pretty much just waiting for Eric to make it there, but I don't know if he will. All right, there's another Ponder. And remember, stay with us because after this game, we're going to ask a trivia question.
Ooh, and it's yours?
Yeah, it's mine, yeah. So he's thinking about what he should do with the Ponder. Can't really tell what's in his hand, so it's just this is another one of those crazy, long, drawn-out, exciting games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So he decides to keep, and there's another Ponder. A lot of Ponders. I think David might respond. He has a brainstorm and he's gonna use it. He's gonna try to find a Force of Will. He's gonna have 3 chances to try to find it. All right. Not too sure if he. I don't think I see a Force.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, it really is. It's. I thought Eric had him before.
Yeah,
Maybe
for
he
sure.
miscounted or something, or we'll find out what exactly happened.
All right, so
He draws off the Ponder. There's a Merchant Scroll.
That is going to find a Brain Freeze, and if that Merchant Scroll resolves, that's game over.
All right. So it did resolve.
Yeah, there we go. We finally hit there.
All right, and that should be game. Eric should be up 1-0 right here. Yeah, I mean the Brain Freeze has to be enough now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's just I don't know what's taking him so long. He storms at like 15, right?
I think it's higher.
Blue Sun Zenith.
Why Blue Sun Zenith?
Yeah, why do you go for Blue Sun Zenith?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, because he has the
Brain
Brain
Freeze.
Freeze. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he's gonna Brain Freeze him and then just Blue Sun Zenith him out right now to kill him.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not sure what David is doing. Yeah, all right.
Oh,
So he's
just
gonna
showing
scoop.
a counter spell. Yeah. All right, we
Yeah.
got there.
Yeah.
All
All right.
right.
So that was a long game. It was kind of
Very confused.
Yeah, kind of confused. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these legacy games are more confusing than they should be. You ever feel that way, Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, regardless, we're gonna have a question for you right now, and this is gonna be for how many months?
We going for 6 months this time.
Yeah, 6 months premium right here. So the question is, all right. Brad claims that he's gonna move to Star City for the week. You're going to Star City. where is StarCityGames.com located? All right, so see if you guys know your geography.
Actual street.
Not the actual street. We're just looking for the city and the state.
Right.
All right, so the city and state where StarCityGames.com is located. So in case you guys didn't know, you'll see who tweets in and you'll find out the correct answer.
It's
But
not
if
on
you
the
do
shirt.
know, if you know, tweet in and you'll have a chance at 6 months premium from StarCityGames.com. So let's go to the sideboard.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so Eric, again, he's still the Cutting Wish sideboard.
Yeah.
So maybe Disrupt.
I don't think it'll be that good. Disrupt doesn't seem that good in this matchup.
Well, his opponent doesn't have Force of Will, so every time your opponent has Force of
Yes.
Wills, you want the Disrupt.
But David also, he does know that David's going to be bringing in counterbalances, which are really good against 1-drops.
Sure.
Like, he's going to have a tough time resolving his high tides.
Okay.
So I think bringing in more 1-drops
Yep.
is something that doesn't really need to happen.
All right. And how's David going to sideboard?
That's what David's going to bring in. And he obviously has cards like Oblivion Ring and Snaring Bridge and Path to Exile or Sword Splasher that all come out. So he's going to bring in Nihil Spellbombs, another Academy Ruins, just to get these cards out of his deck.
He's going to bring the Lightning Tutor for sure, because he's bringing
Yeah.
in counterbalances.
Yeah, and he's probably just going to bring in a Tormod's Crypt just to rip a graveyard apart. Like, he just has so many dead cards.
What is this card right here?
That's the burn spell card.
Oh, yes. Okay, sure. So, all right, yeah, so he's definitely going to take out the plows, like you said,
Yeah.
and the Snaring Bridges. All right, so Eric won a long game there, and the Blue-Red Delver player is awaiting the finals.
Yes.
So he's got to be feeling pretty good because, Blue-Red versus High Tide, I think he's got to know that he's heavily favored there.
Yes.
Yeah. So 9:52 here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I heard there's some snow on the East Coast.
Yeah, there's more snow on the East Coast than from where I'm from, North Dakota.
North Dakota. What city are you from?
Bismarck.
Bismarck.
Well, technically, I'm Mandan.
Okay. I'm sure
But
nobody has
no
heard
one
of
knows
either.
Mandan. Well, Bismarck is the capital.
Okay. What's the biggest? Is it Fargo? Is like
It's the biggest city, yeah.
biggest city?
Yeah, that's where I lived for about 3 years.
Fargo.
It
There's
was actually a pretty sweet city.
there was a movie called Fargo, right?
Yes, it's all fiction.
Did it take place in North Dakota?
No, they filmed it in Canada and Minnesota.
But was it supposed to be taken like
Yeah,
the
it's
plot?
supposed to, yeah, the plot's taken in Fargo and Minnesota.
Okay. Yeah, I never saw that movie, but maybe I'll look into
I
it.
mean, it's actually the film. They only spend one scene in Fargo, but the name Fargo is what they really wanted it as.
Okay.
So most of the movie took place in Minnesota.
Yeah, they're filming the next Batman right by my house.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the new Batman. I think it's coming out. I think it's this summer. Yeah, summer of 2012.
Wait, it's coming out and they're still filming it?
Well,
Like-
this was back in like October or September. So maybe it's not gonna come out until 2013.
yeah, probably 2013.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
it
comes out
does?
this summer?
Did
Yeah.
you see them filming it?
No, I didn't know. It was the next town over, the town called Newark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's
Newark?
Yeah, well, some people call it Newark, but some people call it
Newark.
Newark. Yeah, just kind of the pronunciation. So you probably flew into Newark before for a tournament or no?
I've never been to New York or close to around there.
Okay.
The
Well,
first
Newark
time
is
I'm
in
gonna be-
New Jersey.
Yeah, I've never been to New Jersey or New York.
Really?
Not yet.
Okay, yeah. There was
The
a Grand
first
Prix
time
in
I'm-
Jersey.
The
and-
first time I'll be there is for JVL's wedding.
Okay, cool. When is that?
I can't tell the public the date.
Oh, okay. All right.
There'd be masses coming there and just trying to find the chapel.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So we'll see if both players have the keep, which I think they will.
Yeah, the
and
game is starting.
All right. So
And
there it is. Turn 1, Mox Opal and Seed of Cyanide from David.
Seed of Cyanide.
What's it called? Synod?
Synod.
Synod. All right. There's an island from Eric Becker, who's playing High Tide, and there's a Preordain. I mean, Preordain, Ponder, Brainstorm. Of course, he's gonna find all his combo pieces.
Yes.
Back in the day, you had to settle for like Impulse. I mean, Impulse is good, but now you have Forbidden Alchemy, which
Back in
is
the day, you just had to do accumulator knowledge a bunch of times.
I mean, Cumulative Knowledge is awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the Mox Opal gets turned on from the Ancient Den, and there's a Thopter Foundry from David. It's probably gonna resolve. It's not too scary quite yet.
And then a main phase Brainstorm.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Any reason why he does this?
Because Eric's tapped out and he has Disrupt sideboard.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we could ask David about that. But looks like he has a Jace.
Maybe he wanted to know if the Thopter was going to get forced.
Yeah. That's definitely reasonable because he has Jace in his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, a line of play right here could be, next turn drop the sword because he has it, or just drop Jace and try to tick it up as much as he could. Maybe brainstorm, get some more card advantage. All right, so Eric plays a Scalding Tarn and just passes the turn. So
all right, David can.
He's going for the Jace. Oh, he's got Tezzeret.
Force into force.
Yeah,
I think he's probably going to brainstorm and try to find something to.
Yeah, possibly. But if he was going to brainstorm, why would he sack the Tarn? Oh, because remand. Yeah, that makes more sense.
I want a counter. I just want to start the beats.
So does Eric have the forcible or not? Pretty important turn right here.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, I mean, if Eric has the force, David's only left with a sword, which is neat, but it's going to be kind of slow. With Tezzeret, it definitely speeds up the clock.
All right.
Okay, so he has the force.
All right, yeah. So instead of putting it back in his hand, he just counter.
Exactly. All right, so David is just left with a sword in his hand, so he does have the combo. But Eric will have 3 lands now. And Eric's in the driver's seat again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that combo's going to take about 4 turns to kill him once it gets active.
Yeah.
4 to 5 turns.
Yeah, I mean, so by then Eric's going to have, his combo just pretty much sculpted in his hand.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So at least that's what his plan is. All right, there's
still
a Ponder.
A shot in the dark.
Yeah, of course. When you're playing a deck called Shot in the Dark, you always have a shot in the dark. All right, Eric's thinking about this Ponder. He's thinking, what do I need? He's trying to set up the combo.
What am I going to do with my trophy?
I don't think he's thinking that. I think he's definitely focusing on this game. This game's still not locked up. I mean, it's looking good for him, but it's definitely not locked up. So he decides to keep with Ponder. Plays a Scalding Tarn. Thinking. It's like a lot of thinking.
Yeah, I mean,
with High Tide.
Yeah,
these combo matchups.
It's a ton of math. It's a ton of figuring out your percentages.
Yeah. All right. Oh, so it was Enlightened Tutor his last card. Yeah, I thought it was a sword for some reason. Yeah. All right.
That's kind of scary that he's just gonna drop a counterbalance and just pray.
Yeah. So Beckers has to be cautious now.
I feel like David pigeonholed himself in this match. He just went all in on Tezzeret. That didn't work. Now he's all in on a counterbalance that doesn't even have a top.
I mean, what else is he to do? Oh, well, Becker has the force anyway. All right. All right, so Eric draws a card for the turn. This is probably another brainstorm, I bet. Yeah.
With the Sakalon in place, so he can put 2 cards he doesn't want back.
Yeah, I mean, David can't even make a guide. Not that it matters, but I mean, maybe he could. Maybe he could just sack everything. It's an all-in. What do you think? He went all in on Tezzeret.
I think I would. I think I would make a token then go all in. Yeah, I think that's definitely a play.
Really? I mean, it's a play.
What else are you gonna do?
I mean, David has
top decking. At least, I guess you don't want to sack 1 because you have Tezzeret's.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he's gonna sack 1, he has to sack everything.
Draw,
yeah.
It's not worth sacrificing just the 1 for this turn, and it doesn't help your clock at all.
Yeah.
But next turn, well, yeah, it does help your clock because if you're gonna make 4 tokens.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, Eric's just in great shape here.
Oh, I want to see David do it. All in me.
Yeah, right?
Make a token, hit you for 1.
All right, so Eric sacks the Scalding Tarn. Fetches up an island. It's got to be kind of annoying to play against High Tide sometimes, right? You're just sitting there, you just... Doesn't really matter what you do sometimes.
Oh, he just merchant scrolled? It was so fast I didn't even see what was in play.
For a High Tide, so he might be going off next turn. David might only have 1 draw. Well, there's a brainstorm. That's a decent one. He gets to look at 3 more cards. Gets to keep 1 of them.
Be counterbalance and top.
We can only keep one.
I know, but then you put counterbalance in and
But yeah, to stop the high tide.
yeah.
Instead, it was just a Flutter Strand
Yeah.
that he puts into play. Now he sacks it. Will Eric go off this turn?
Go all in.
Go all in. Go all in. I don't think we give the player play advice.
Yeah, I don't think we should go. Runner, go tell him to go all in.
All right, there's a shot of David. All right, so Eric ponders. So maybe he's not going off his turn. David places his deck there to be cut or shuffled. I think a note's coming over here. F6.
Not going all in.
Yeah. Just wants to skip his turn. For those of you who don't know, that's a Moto reference. If you press F6 on Moto, you skip your turn.
Well, you
skip all phases.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you hit F6 by mistake and you want to undo it, you hit F3.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't run an F3 button, so if he F6 and Eric time spirals and David gets a Force Will, he's not allowed to cast it.
That's just the rule.
If he's playing by Moto rules. Wow,
There's no mouse to right click.
Yeah, Eric's just taking. You know, honestly, I think Eric might be should be issued a caution or a warning for slow play.
Yeah, he does takes very long on his turns.
Yeah. If I was opponent's side, I would just tell him. I'd be like, yo, you're just taking too long. I mean, we understand that
he is playing spells though.
It doesn't matter if you play spells or you don't play spells. You still have to play at a reasonable pace.
I mean, if you continue to play different spells, I think you're fine.
No. All right,
Eric
passes the turn.
The F6 button disappears.
Yeah. I don't know what David drew. He just, drew the card, put it down. Couldn't really tell. All right, we're still getting tweets in on that question. Where is StarCityGames.com headquarters located? The city and state we're looking for.
Yes.
All right, so Eric taps his island. Ponder. Wow, so many ponders, so many brainstorms.
And still no killing.
Yeah, he's just slowly setting everything up.
Every card is just cantrip into a cantrip into a cantrip.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if David did just go all in, that would have been a better chance.
I think, by far.
Yeah.
I think he should have just
sack everything.
Yeah, I don't see why he didn't.
Yeah. At least he would have pressure,
win?
Yeah. Eric's on 16. He probably would have been on like 8 by now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to win just sitting there, I don't think.
Nope.
Pressing F6. That's not a winning strategy, unless you time the person out. I think we're going to see a merchant scroll. All right, still some. I don't even know what's going on. Just a lot of thinking. Maybe the other match would have been more exciting.
What? I wasn't paying attention. I was falling asleep.
Ah, okay.
No. It would have. It was high impact. It took 10 minutes.
Yeah, it did, yeah. All right, so there's a merchant scroll.
This really feels like those matches when you can't lose it. It's like Esper control against green-white tap-out.
Okay.
Like green-white tokens.
Sure.
You're going to beat it, so you kind of toy with it a little bit.
Want to play like extra careful, extra cautiously.
Yeah, let the board interact a little. Let them think that they have a chance. Keep blowing them out.
So there's an intuition. All right, so David draws for his turn. And passes the turn right back to Eric. All right, there's another island from Eric.
All right,
and
just says go.
Says go. Yeah.
Look at this. He would have been dead.
Yeah, really. All All right, so there's an intuition. What does he get an intuition for? What do you think here? Time spirals?
Time spiral, time spiral, time spiral.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. So Eric fetches up time spirals. David gives him the time spiral.
All right. I think you gave him the wrong one.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So there's a shot at David once again.
Still smiling.
A little less animated, though, than before.
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah.
losing.
All right. Eric just passes the turn
Why
again.
is he not? He would have been dead by now.
Who, David? Or Eric?
Eric.
Yeah, if he just went all in.
Yeah, if he just went all in with the software.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Eric would have played differently. So he's got a Cunning Wish for
Pact.
Yeah, Cunning Wish for Pact might be okay. If that's what he's worried about. Yeah, alright, so he's got a Cunning Wish for Pact.
Now this is going to allow him to set up his combo even more.
Yeah.
This is going to protect him from Force of Will that David may or may not have.
Sure. Now he's got to sack that Misty Rainforest, go get another island. Alright, so that's his 6th island right now. So some more shuffling from Eric.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to cast Cunning Wish.
Another.
Now,
Alright, he's been setting his hand up, and he still only has 3 cards.
probably-
Come on.
This has been like,
A
it
million
feels like
turns.
10 turns. Yeah. Yeah. Long game here.
It feels like this top 8 started at 6 p.m. and it's now midnight.
Nah. Yeah, so Eric's still thinking what he wants to do exactly. A lot of options when you play High Tide.
Yes.
That's one thing that it doesn't lack. It doesn't lack options. He's gonna get... I don't even think he knows what he wants. He's just cutting wishes, you know? He's like, I'll just cutting wish. Sometimes when you cutting wish, you have a plan of what you want to get. Other times,
Sometimes you just kind of look through.
Yeah, look through. See what you feel like. Alright, Eric's definitely taking his time here. Alright, so Blue Sun Zenith.
Alright, so we got a Blue Sun Zenith.
Finally decides on Blue Sun Zenith. He'll untap. Maybe some confusion. Maybe David's just joking around. I'm not too sure.
Where's the high 5?
Yeah, no high five there. Alright, so here comes the High Tide. Alright, so the F6 is showing that he doesn't have a Force of Will. Maybe it's a bluff, maybe not.
No, I don't think you can bluff with F6.
Yep.
He's still touching. Man, that guy is just strange.
Alright, so Eric has a High Tide that resolved. So he's adding blue to his mana pool.
Yes. Alright.
And there's a
High
Merchant
Tide
Scroll.
A Merchant Scroll, yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna. He's still going on. There's a turnabout. So you know.
I just can't wait till he keeps tapping that 6, and then all of a sudden, Eric's gonna play a spell, and he's just gonna put his finger up hold.
Force of Will.
Force of Will.
Yeah.
He should have just went F2. That would have been really funny. He should make it
F4.
or F4, sure.
Yeah. All right. There's a turnabout. So he's gonna have 4 mana floating.
Yeah.
All right. So Eric gets to untap all his lands.
My argument with her was that she disqualified for the seal also. We were talking about that.
Yeah. I think David's just telling him a bad beat story. He's like, you wouldn't believe it. I went to the Cold Stone Creamery.
Yeah.
We're at a birthday
I
cake
want it.
remix.
I love it.
Yeah.
They gave me. I like it.
Come on. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I gotta have it. I think that's one of the flavors too, right? One of the sizes.
They're all
Like
sizes.
it,
Yeah,
love it,
Gotta have it.
it.
All right. Taps 2, which is technically 4.
4, yeah. Eric's doing some more math in his head. He's unsure.
Untaps, takes 4 out of his pool.
Do you think if Eric played with his hand face up, David would help him? I sometimes offer that to my opponent.
6 mana.
Okay, so there's a blue Sun Zenith.
For I don't know what X is.
Well, he had 4, so it should be for
1,
2,
2, 3,
should be 7, right?
4, 5,
5, 6, 7. I think it's 7. Yep.
Yeah.
I was right. So blue Sun Zenith gets shuffled into his deck. This High Tide deck must be really difficult to play. Have you ever played High Tide before?
No.
Yeah. You know High Tide like came out in like 1998 in Rome.
The spell or the deck?
The deck.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 98. Yeah. Federico Dato made top 4 with it in Pro Tour Rome 1998 after starting off 1 and 2. All right. High Tide number 2 for the turn. I saw David still pressing that F6 piece of paper.
Guys having a lot of fun.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's good. All right, there's a Brainstorm. No, not a Brainstorm. Looked like he was going to cast a Brainstorm. Decided to take it back. Why not? Oh, he cast a Brainstorm anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so still with that F6. David's having a lot of fun. He's telling his friends, he's like, hey, I'm pressing F6. What's going on? All right, so Eric really, you know, playing this game really serious.
Can't wait until
Doesn't
he
want to
like,
make any.
Can't wait till he screws up with the F6 and there's something that he should have done, and the David's gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is bad beat story. I accidentally F6s in this game.
Like, oh,
Skip my whole turn.
So you were playing on Moto?
Yeah,
like,
this is
no,
my 9th land drop."
No, it was real life, man. You know. It's like
he wins this game somehow, and then he accidentally touches it next round.
yeah.
Turn 6, David is basically ignoring the board at this point.
All right, there's the 3rd High Tide of the turn. So there's 3 High Tides. So all his islands are to produce 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't he like 100% just to go off on this? I guess not if he doesn't have. I guess it's not 100%, but it's still just crazy that
Yeah.
this game's not over.
Yeah, he's still debating on what he wants to do. So
Is he just like the world's best troll? Is he just trolling us?
he's like taking like he has the win, but he's just taking the maximum amount of time.
Yeah. He's like, oh, Brad's hungry for some cereal. He's not gonna get any.
Should we go to Buffalo Wild Wings after this?
Done.
All right, Buffalo Wild Wings it is.
I don't think we won't have time. I don't think they're open at 3 a.m.
Well, right now it's only. All right, so there's a brain freeze
Oh wow.
for a
Is
lot.
that a kill condition? It's on the stack.
Yep.
F6? No, he can't respond. He's
Yeah.
F6'd.
I think
Be a
Eric's
man of your word.
explaining the remand to him. All right, so the brain freeze is going to get remand, and then he's going to recast the brain freeze.
Yes.
So it should be all right.
Yeah,
Finally,
there we
last
go.
game. All right, so congratulations to Eric. You won the world's longest game of Magic with High Tide, baby.
With high tech.
Yeah, so
right,
he
but,
beats David 2-0. So
We actually have a winner
We
for
do.
someone.
yeah, and just like we predicted, it's going to be Blue Red Delver versus High Tide. All right, so we're back, and we're going to have a winner in about